Welcome back to another episode of the Night Audit. I'm your host, Chaze Barnes. Yeah, if it's your second, or third, or fourth, fifth time being here, let me give you the honors and give you one as well. Even one for the host. Yeah, ladies and gents. Okay, all right. How's everybody doing? This is a little later start than me. It's actually July 3rd. So by the time you all watch this, it will be July 3rd, but it'll be morning time or daytime. So yeah, bit of a late start here. This is truly the Night Audit, but I only got 3 stories to cover. So I'm not gonna hold y'all that long. So, couple housekeeping things. Make sure you hit a like button, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. All that good stuff. We greatly appreciate it. Comment everything, all the views, all the subscriptions, all the likes, all the impressions, everything. We love it. We love it. We love it. Appreciate y'all. We're going to keep trying to get better and better, push out this content to you all on Night Audit. All right. First thing first. All right. We got to update. So, I did a story about actually it was Monday I did the alligator fatality. Well, we got some extensive stories and coverage on that, and then we also got to talk about somebody had a Take 5 engine nightmare, and also we have the Alabama Prosecutor Mystery. So we're gonna cover these things. Gonna give you the best that I can give you all, as much as I can. We're gonna audit this, we're gonna audit it from top down and figure it all out. So we're gonna start with the alligator attack. Let me change my background. Boom. And we're gonna jump y'all right to it.
Tonight, we're hearing the urgent 911 call after a woman was attacked and killed by a massive alligator in Central Florida. Officials identifying the victim as 31-year-old Brittany Clark, who authorities say.
Now, I listened to the 911 tape last night, and it was horrendous. It was gut-wrenching. It was truly, truly gut-wrenching, to say the least. And I was just like, to hear people, that's going to stay with people for a long time.
Was hiking at a state park outside Orlando with her boyfriend and best friend Sunday when they stopped to swim and cool off in a shallow river about 3 feet deep. It was then that the massive alligator struck, her friends frantically calling 911.
Somebody got bit by a deer.
Bad, real bad. We heard she's losing a lot of breath.
Over the next 10 minutes, the operator stays on the phone as Clark screams out in pain while her friends try to move her to safety.
I can't move. We're good.
No, we're not.
How bad is the bite?
Horrible. Her arms are dislocated.
Both her arms are big.
Are off, like basically.
As they wait for help, you can hear the increasing desperation. Eventually, first responders arrive, but sadly, the injury's too great. Officials say Clark died on her way to the hospital. And tonight, Brittany's boyfriend tells us she was an amazing, strong, and caring person who loved being out on the water. He says never in a million years could he have expected this nightmare. Hallie?
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Okay. Actually, there was more. Hold on, y'all. Video. Here we go. Okay, here we go, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me rearrange He's gonna let me do it. There we go. All right.
Tonight, we're hearing the urgent 911 call after a woman was attacked and killed by a massive alligator in Central Florida. Officials identifying the victim as 31-year-old Brittany Clark, who authorities say was hiking at a state park.
In place. Sorry, y'all, because I actually combined all of the new video I have. Let's see. Because there was a hiker. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, we'll start right here.
Horrible. Her arms are dislocated.
Both her arms are big.
Are off, like basically.
As they wait for help, you can hear the increasing desperation.
No.
Eventually, first responders arrive, but sadly, the injury's too great. Officials say Clark died on her way to the hospital. And tonight, Brittany's boyfriend tells us she was an amazing, strong, and caring person who loved being out on the water. He says never in a million years could he have expected this nightmare. Hallie.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our.
So what I have is I had to kind of just because I combined it was like 4 videos. I combined it into one. I did get each individual clipping. I was trying to put it in a particular order so it tells it with like new details or it's supposed to start with a hiker. So it's gonna roll into its entire session. So I'm gonna give my commentary. So I'm just giving y'all insight of what's going on. So you might say, what he's playing it again.
YouTube channel.
Last weekend's deadly alligator attack in Seminole County. FWC has identified the victim as 31-year-old Brittany Clark of Orlando.
Investigators say she died after a gator bit both of her arms on Sunday in 3 feet of water in the Econ River. West 2's Justin Shecker is joining us live tonight. And Justin, we are now hearing from her boyfriend who was actually with her during the.
Now, the thing when I listened to the 911 call, but also I read the article. What they're not saying is, you all can look at the article yourself, but basically no one didn't know that, because in my original video, it still kind of holds true, right? There's signage that tells you, hey, be careful, be aware of alligators. Okay. And so I think they all went to a swim, whatnot. And I think Brittany was the one that jokingly, and not that she should lose her life, whatnot. I mean, it is a huge risk. Okay. You got to be risk averted. I'm not saying you can't go swimming, but I mean, like, if you're somewhere where there's no alligators be at, there's a high probability that you will encounter one of these dangerous beasts. So they was kind of joking about it. And then eventually, it was just before you know it, it was like, So that's just a little context of it. Now, like I said, all that probably don't, in the grand scheme of things, don't really matter. But that's part of what I read in the article.
Attack.
In the last hour, NBC News got a statement from the boyfriend of Brittany Clark. He says she loved going out in the water every chance she could, and never in a million years they've seen this nightmare coming. A family member is remembering Brittany Clark for her fun-loving spirit. She says the 31-year-old was an avid bike rider and she loved her dog. An online fundraiser describes what happened to her as a completely bizarre accident.
People need to understand this is a very rare situation.
Frank Robb has more than 3 decades of experience dealing with Florida alligators. He offered some insight about the active FWC investigation into the deadly encounter Sunday afternoon in the river at Little Big Econ State Forest.
FWC has a lot of steps they'll go through. They'll look at bite patterns, look for DNA, things of that nature.
Florida Fish and Wildlife officials say they captured and killed 2 gators. First, a 13-foot gator near where Clark was badly bitten, and a 12.5-foot gator a half-mile away.
The guys who go out there to do that job, the trappers who go out there to find the animal that is the problem, they're pretty dang good at their jobs.
The 911 calls captured the concern, the voice of the victim's friend.
How bad is the bite? Horrible.
It sounds like from the 911 calls, there were people there. Having an eyewitness to what happened definitely helps the situation.
Now, to confirm if either of the harvested gators were involved in the deadly attack, FWC is submitting DNA samples to a lab in Gainesville for testing.
They'll be looking first and foremost in the animal's mouth and its stomach.
West 2 has reported on 3 gator attacks within 7 days in Central Florida.
You can find alligators in pretty much every body of water in Florida. It's about being aware of your surroundings.
Known by the nickname Alligator Rob, he says people need to remember to keep their distance, only swim in designated areas, and never feed the cold-blooded reptiles.
If you have an alligator that's been fed, you're dealing with one that's not afraid of people anymore, will approach people, will not naturally be afraid and move away, and that's when the risk goes up.
And a family member set up that online fundraiser for Brittany Clark. It says the family is trying to raise money to return her remains to her parents in California. Covering Seminole County Live, I'm Justin Shecker, West 2 News.
It has been a tragic journey for the family of a woman killed by an alligator in Seminole County Sunday. Brittany Clark was hiking with friends when she was attacked in the water on the Little Econ River.
Family members say that she was a fun-loving soul. Tonight we have team coverage after 3 different attacks in 1 week. Another local hiker shows just how careful we need to be to navigate these Florida waters.
But we begin with West 2's Gail Pascal Brown here showing us how Brittany Clark's loved ones are coping with her loss. Gail.
An aunt set up a GoFundMe to get Brittany Clark's remains sent back to California to be with family. However, the aunt says if you can't donate, then pray for the family. They're going through a lot right now. Brittany Clark's boyfriend, Chance Allison, said in a text to NBC News that Brittany was such an amazing and caring person and didn't deserve to go out in such a way. Florida Fish and Wildlife and the Seminole County Sheriff's Office responded to a call around 1:30 p.m. Sunday that an alligator bit a woman on the Econ River near the Barr Street trailhead in the Little Big Econ State Forest.
We've heard she's losing a lot of breath.
The 31-year-old.
You see, again, like all the signage, all this, and in the end, this could have been prevented. This is a preventable tragedy. Okay. And thankfully nobody else didn't get bitten and get their arm taken off. But hopefully people become more risk averted to swim in a river full of alligators. Okay. I think because they did say this is like the first time in 10 years, I think there was a gator incident. I mean, I think they have had one in, like they said, in the last 7 days, but I think at the time when I originally read this or listened to this, they say it had been 10 years. But it seems like a decade of, these, decade of occurrences can happen more frequently. I'm not trying to be nitty. If they say don't go. I'm not stepping in the water because gators they used to people. They like, oh, and they go. So yeah, I'm not at all getting involved with going and swimming no alligators, even like fishing. I'm nope. If it's known to be gators, nah, I'm straight. Nah.
Orlando woman, Brittany Clark, and her boyfriend Chance had been hiking and they stopped to get in the water. Florida Fish and Wildlife say they were kneeling down in about 3 feet of water when the incident took place.
Okay, come on. The gator went away?
The boyfriend and the victim's best friend helped Clark out of the water.
She was bitten on both of her arms. The boyfriend was the one that made the phone call. He was trying to get her from the alligator's mouth. And on the way to the hospital, she did pass away from her injuries.
An aunt set up an online fundraiser for Brittany Clark to return her remains to her parents in California. Brittany Clark's boyfriend continued to say in a text to NBC, "She was the strongest and most outgoing person I've ever met in my 30 years of life. She loved her job where she operated a bulldozer running a dirt crew and loved going out on the water every chance she could. Never in a million years would we have seen this nightmare come about." Florida Fish and Wildlife have captured 2 alligators.
We have harvested 2 that were in the area. One was 12 foot, the other one was 13 foot. So currently we're still conducting the investigation. And at this time, again, we just offer our condolences to this young lady's family.
DNA analysis have been done on both gators, which will be sent to their Gainesville lab. Her aunt, who set up the fundraiser for Brittany, said, quote, "My 31-year-old niece Brittany has just passed away in a completely bizarre accident. She was an amazing person and a fun-loving soul."
Now what happened Sunday is a somber reminder to us all about the importance of being aware of our surroundings when in nature.
And here's another example of why. A hiker shared this video with us, watching how quickly that...
No, Chaz Barnes with a night audit. No.
Things when in nature.
Watch how quickly that owl disappears going under the water. Patrick Perez continues our team coverage live from the Barr Street trailhead at Little Big Econ State Forest in Seminole County. Patrick.
Yeah, and this trail remains closed tonight. You can see the gate they've put up as well as this sign. I spoke with that hiker who shared that video with us. He comes here often, and what he really enjoys is seeing all the wildlife out here, like otters, boars, and of course those alligators, until you can't see them anymore. This video taken near the Bar Street Trailhead in the Little Big Econ State Forest in Seminole County is a good reminder why we should always be cautious around bodies of water.
It's startling, but it should bring you into
And they move
realization.
fast.
Watch
too.
again as this large alligator submerges itself, almost completely disappearing in the murky water as Harry Austin approached it.
So if you're walking along that bank with your dog or you want to just step in, you'd mistake that for a log or not even notice it at all.
Austin says he's hiked the trail hundreds of times over the past 5 years, encountering all sorts of wildlife, including boars and even this family of otters.
Some days you'll hear, quite frankly, the scary sound ever is a good gator growl during mating season, where you hear that come from the bank.
The FWC says 31-year-old Brittany Clark was cooling off with her boyfriend and best friend in about 3 feet of water in the nearby river Sunday afternoon when an alligator attacked her. Austin says news of that attack was shocking and upsetting.
I, like a lot of our friends, have all dipped our feet in the pools on the hot days to cool down, and we get very complacent of that water because it is such a peaceful situation.
But as more people hit the trails, springs, and other nature spots this summer, Austin warns you should never let your guard down.
No matter where you are, be in the middle of the city, be in the middle of the woods, pay attention and look and listen and just be aware, so that way you can hopefully avoid something before it happens.
Yeah.
And right now, it's unclear exactly how long this closure will remain in place. I did reach out to the Florida Forest Service asking them about the closure, but I have yet to hear back. We'll keep you posted for sure. Covering Seminole County, live near Oviedo tonight, I'm Patrick Perez, WESH 2 News.
Well, this happened Sunday, right? At the time of the recording of this video, it's July 3rd. Okay. So I think this trail is probably going to be closed through the 4th of July weekend. And maybe through the middle of next week. And then they open up. You got to be careful where you walking, where you stepping at. You got to be careful. You have to be more mindful where you're stepping. Okay. Now, Brittany Clark is not here. We can't hold her accountable or whatnot. And again, I mean, prayers up to her family and whatnot. Again, I'm trying to be sensitive, but also be reaffirming to get the point across of anyone that's going in that trail or anywhere you walking, be mindful. Don't get complacent. People have that fear of missing, that YOLO. And no, listen, that whole one life to live, you don't want to be messing with that. Like, I mean, listen, you want to have fun. Listen, it's have safe fun. Don't put your life at risk when you don't have to. I say that. I will at least say that. So for her, I know a friend, a best friend, and then the boyfriend. Listen, don't put yourself in situations like this where it's totally preventable. This was all preventable. This literally messed up everybody's week and everybody's 4th of July week and all that. This should have been a week where Brittany Clark should have been red, white, and blue, hot dogs and apple pie, okay, fireworks, barbecue, not some alligator's dinner. She lost both of her arms. Both. Ain't nobody going, listen, man, summer, listen, for those people, summer is over. Time to do regular things. Listen, get whatever help, counseling you need and take your time, because I know a lot of times, I know white people, they like to go revisit the scene and walk it. No, listen, stay away from it for a while. Please. Because see, my question I have, and that's, over here tonight audit, we got questions we have to ask, right? When a hiker's footage, shout out to Harry Austin, proves a massive gator can disappear within seconds, and you got to know, these beasts are fast. To be 12 feet or 16, listen, they are fast. They are fast. They run a full flat in the water. Okay, in seconds. Is entering any fresh water river in Florida is just an automatic gamble with your life. Absolutely. Absolutely. They talking about designated areas where you can swim. There's no designated unless it's a pool. Okay. And you can't even really say the beach because, I mean, well, the beach ain't gonna have alligators. You got more of a chance, a shark attack, that happening and whatnot. But you need to go to the pool. Go to the pool. That the only thing you gambling when you go to the pool is somebody peeing in the water or chlorine, too much chlorine getting your eyes and it sting your eyes or whatnot, or you drink too, you drown or whatnot. That's the only thing you risking there. Any fresh water river in Florida, unless you in like some kind of boat, like some kind of reinforced boat, I wouldn't even do jet ski. I don't even think jet ski is even safe. Because some things can just tumble your ass into the water or whatnot, and then game on, baby. Alligator food. People tell me, well, alligator's good for you. It tastes like chicken. And then, well, now you got to understand that the chicken probably had a human. Second question is, modern neighborhoods push further into natural wetlands. Are these tragic wildlife encounters becoming entirely unavoidable? Well, even though, again, there hasn't been any, like, I mean, recent times have been spikes, but if you measure the 10-year data point from 2016 to 2026, you can say, okay, yes, it's entirely unavoidable. It can be avoidable, right? Not to say that people haven't had near misses, not to say they haven't had near encounters and near misses, right? That's not saying they haven't put any gators down in a result of it, right? But if people keep doing these things, right, because he did talk about other wildlife that's in the area, that's in the wilderness, that do make its way in the urban or suburban neighborhoods. Yes, these kind of tragedies or tragic wildlife encounters, it can make it unavoidable, but this is a state park, one of the state parks. So I mean, it's under state law. Well, you know what I'm trying to say, state sanctioned, state. It's under the state's control. So I mean that the land is preserved, but that doesn't mean that you can't see a gator on your way to work or at your kid's pool party. So yeah, I mean, if modern neighborhoods keep pushing further into natural wetlands, but I think they're doing their best trying to preserve it so they don't build as much commercial property nearby. Because you got to understand that does push the wildland, probably push the nature, those beasts and the wild animals or whatnot into condominiums. Now you got coyotes and alligators as your neighbors. Oh man, but prayers up to her family, prayers up to her as well. I know I'm not saying that she lived a very phenomenal life or whatnot. The only thing that went in my mind was it was kind of, she was a bulldozer with a dirt crew. So, a bit of an adventurous, but say bit of a thrill seeker. Sometimes you gotta save people from themselves. Okay. She rode a motorcycle as well. So I'm pretty sure she was probably going very fast. I know neither here and there. Okay. But we gotta move on to the next story, y'all. We gotta go over to a lady in Metro Atlanta about a Take 5 engine nightmare. Take a listen.
A woman's car engine is sitting in her backseat. She says a bad oil change destroyed it. It happened at the Take 5 on Thornton Road. That's the same place consumer investigator Justin Gray was earlier this month for the same kind of complaint. And Justin is live there now with some new developments.
Yeah, George, we know the national brands, the brands like Take 5 here
But if something goes wrong, it's not that recognizable brand, their corporate office you're going to be dealing with. It's the local owner, the local franchise owner who you'll be fighting with over that money. What's in your back seat?
My engine, part of my car.
What
It
the
doesn't
hell?
take a mechanic to now see that Gian Johnston McLaughlin's 2019
Oh, she looks
Jeep Grand
good.
Cherokee is undrivable.
What they pulled out of my car looks like something from a sci-fi movie.
You can see the engine damage in these pictures and the piece of a towel mechanics found inside. Johnston McLaughlin believes the damage started here at the Take 5 location on Thornton Road when she says an oil pan wasn't properly replaced during a routine oil change.
Manager told me that I forfeited the warranty that is on the contract of a oil change because I did not bring it back.
Sounds like some ghettofication. They saw a woman. They said, "Oh, we got you. We got one." They seen a nice looking woman. Oh man.
Back to them.
Earlier this month, we introduced you to Regina.
So it's not that when it comes to changing the oil, it's not that it's not that I can't learn how to change the oil. I don't have the time to change my own oil. Do not change my tire. Okay. But it is very true. Okay. That when these service shops, like you're a woman that knows a little bit something about cars. I'm not saying this has got to be gender specific or whatnot, but mainly, I mean, it's men working these places and whatnot. Because usually the women work the reception. They may have some kind of overview, but they don't the actual physical work. Okay. A lot of times, okay, because there's some nice looking ladies out there in Henry County. You might say, Chaze, how you know? I don't worry about that. But when there's a lady, let's just say like there's a lady that comes in, oh, they got it. If she don't know if she don't know what to look for, got it. Now it is kind of very bizarre on Take 5 to put the engine in the back seat of the car. Now that is some fuckery there, okay? Indeed.
23 BMW X3 was destroyed after a Take 5 oil change at the same Douglas County location.
I don't go to Take 5. You know why I get my listen? I go to Precision Tune Auto Care. That's where I go. I don't be going all over. No, I go to one specific place to get my oil change. And they haven't let me down. And if there's anything else that need to be done on the car, whatnot, they'll let me know. They'll put the notice when they give you the receipt. They say, "Hey, technician, notice this. Maybe you need to be changed later." Gotcha. That's not what I put my 10,000 hours in. I can put maybe 10 hours in it, whatnot, but I don't put my 10,000 hours. I let people who this is their job. This is what they went to school for. This is what they trained for their whole lives. Okay. This is what they train for. And so what Chaze do, I trust people, the experts that have put their 10,000 hours in to do it. Because see, I don't want to get to working on something, trying to do YouTube University and working on something, and I may have turned a $50 problem into a $500 problem. Or I may have turned a $500 problem into a $5,000 problem.
The oil drain plugs were not properly reinstalled.
I just want them to take full accountability for their mistake.
You see that? I mean, Regina Lee got a bit of a natural look. She looked good. Like a nice, she got, they seen her, they spotted her a mile away. We got you, Miss Lee. And I ain't saying Miss Lee move like that, but I'm just saying they see a woman, they see a pretty, they say, "Ooh, got one." Now, hopefully that pretty woman had a man in her life, or dad or whatnot, can tell, hey, no, and know what to actually ask for and what to look for. Cause ain't nobody finna keep running here, and anybody gonna keep running back up here every damn 2 weeks, every other week, light keep coming on. What the hell you think this is? This is how people send their brothers and everybody come up there to the store, whatever, and all that, and start a ruckus. Don't need to do that, because then you get criminal charges levied against you. But this is how You know, the Better Business Bureau people get in. This is how lawsuits take place.
That's all.
Even when you go with
Terrible.
a big name brand like Take 5, our Channel 2 consumer advisor Clark Howard says you actually will be dealing with the local franchise owner if things go wrong.
You're dependent on that individual store and that store owner to do right by you. And the big company is like, we wash our hands of it.
Since our last story, the owner of this Take 5 location emailed Regina Lee, quote, "I look forward to settling the mess our mistake has put you in." But he also refused to increase the amount he would pay toward a new engine, telling Lee he, quote, "wasn't thrilled to do so when you decided it would be a smart move to go to the media and
Oh, come on. What's the manager's name? Oh, man, this story, I thought it was just going to be like some kind of just straight. No, it's never. Listen, hold on.
Hands of it.
Since our last story, the owner of this Take 5 location emailed Regina Lee, quote, "I look forward to settling the mess our mistake is."
Well, let's see. Can we zoom in? Yeah, his was it Sebastian Chabrin? Yeah, Listen, somebody in the chat, in the comments, if you zoom on here and see, can you figure that name out? I see it looks like it's spelled SHEH. Listen, I know the last name is like a C. Oh, he mad.
Put you in. But he also refused to increase the amount he would pay toward a new engine, telling Lee
He's in his feels.
he,
Oh,
quote, "wasn't thrilled to do so when you decided it would be a smart move to go to the media and tarnish our business's reputation."
sir or ma'am or it, you should have done the job right the first time. Which you ain't above. Listen, homie, big dog, you're not above board. You're not above approach. The community, the public, people put their trust in you to deliver on the services that is required for our vehicles in that community. Now, I don't live in that community. I don't know why they still fucking with you. Listen, I don't know why they still fucking with you at all. I don't know why. And you mad because they went to, man, what you listen, people, listen. People finding whole engines in the back seat of their car. What kind of ghetto-fied work is that? And then you tore up the lady's her engine on her M3 or X3. I'm sorry, X3. You thought Regina Lee was just gonna lay down and take it? Nope.
That owner also emailed me that, quote, "taking care of a guest that has a genuine concern or complaint is absolutely our responsibility, but there is a line between that and those."
You lost. You lost, big dog. You lost. Take your L. They went, but see, the thing about it is they accepted they okay. But guess what? They weren't gonna take their L quietly. So they did the responsible thing. They aired you out. Listen, more people will come. I'm pretty sure if you go onto their website or you go on their Google, the Google app, like the business, they do the Google reviews. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they getting their ass tore up in the comments. They is getting filleted in those comments. Somehow there's a line between those that want to try and game the system. Nigga, who? Oh, he must not be from here. Oh, matter of fact, let's see if we can zoom in and see the name. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see something. Hold on. Yeah. Oh no. Well, we see something back there. Somebody gonna figure it out. Somebody in the group chat. Somebody in the comments gonna figure this out. Yeah, man.
That want to try and game the system. Johnston McLaughlin just needs transportation.
It's a big burden.
That's it.
I'm not able to go to work. I have no car. I've been Ubering.
The vice president of the Chinara Group that owns this location had told me he'd do an interview, but when I tried to set that up, he did not respond. Now, Clark says instead of going to these national chains, what he recommends is you develop a relationship with a local mechanic. That'll cost more probably for an everyday oil change, but then you have that relationship, that trust established if something bigger goes wrong with your car. Reporting live in Douglas County, Justin Gray, Channel 2 Action News.
Now, because I mean, most people like I remember like I haven't had nobody like all the work that's been like my last car. Again, the only issue that I had was when I went to Mavis and I needed my front tires changed. They ended up changing my back tires. My back tires had new tires on there. Was trying to do something like pay in cash and stuff like that. I should have known that something would go wrong because the man smelled like weed. Hold on. You might say, what you got against people? Listen, a lot, okay? Because when you can't do the shit right, listen. I have lots of problems. It's a place of business. I have general concerns if you come to work and you talking to me, right? And you trying to speaking all fast and that. Listen, speaking all fast does not make you smart. And you smell like weed and you dusty. I look at your nail cuticles and whatnot, and I'm like, yep, you can't even do it at home. But when you bring your jive turkey ass to work and trying to service the customers and trying to render services to the customer, and you can't do what is asked of you. I don't like doing favors. You do favors for black people, for certain black people, that you get half-ass work. And it probably was some black people that did some half-ass work. The manager, again, he probably was not all the blacks, but he was the one. He fucked around and found out. Now he can't take interviews. Well, you know what? Over here, the night audit, because I did see a story on my timeline before, and I ain't know. I was like, oh, this looked familiar, and I'm trying to say, okay, I'm thinking that it's the same story, but it's similar to the same story. But I'm like, this is the same story, but this was like I saw this back in May or somewhere, and I'm like, oh wait, it's a new story. Okay, let's figure it out. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, you gonna listen. You gonna answer my questions. You gonna get this interview, all right? I'm gonna give you this work, and you gonna get these questions, and you gonna give these people some answers. Because listen, I'm the only thing that's standing between you for them tearing this. Ooh, let me. I had to catch myself on that one. I had to catch myself on that. But listen, keeping the wolves off your back. Okay. So my two questions that I got for you all, and even for this bastard of a person, not this Justin Gray, but y'all know what I'm talking about. If a major corporation or a major corporate lube shop hands you back a car with your entire engine sitting unbolted in the back seat, are you taking a payout or are you going straight to court? Man, I'm going straight to court, bro. Take the shit. Try. We tried. We tried to take a payout. And when it came to the engine repair, you said you pay about half the cost. What you mean half the cost? You costing me time from work. I gotta trap. Now I got to. She just want transportation. This woman right here, this nice looking woman right here with the one with the braces on, both of them all look like nice looking. I'm not pandering to the woman. If you don't know you can't recognize Regina Lee. Shout out to her. And then this one right here. I can't Johnson. Was it Jihan? I'm sorry if I mispronounced. Is it Jihan? Okay. I don't know. Jihan. Listen, she just want her Jeep to work. She's want to get back and forth to work. Okay. That might be that may. I'm trying to make sure she don't look like she's sleeping in that picture. Look like she looks sleepy. She looks sleepy in that picture. She got heavy eyelashes. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. Listen, you got represent. You got to listen. We want to make people out looking all. We don't want people out here looking too dusty. But she just wants a transportation for a Jeep. She just want to get to her job. She don't want to have to be relying on Ubers and having an Uber driver trying to talk to her every day. She mad, got to Uber to work and then got to deal with the dusty employees at work and then got clients and stuff like that. Like, she just want her car work. She just want her damn car working. Get her car working. If it was a guy, same thing. Get my man's, hey man, my man gotta earn, man. He gotta earn. He can't do it. He gotta go earn some money. He can't be productive. Okay, well, I mean, you gotta drive. I mean, for a man, I mean, be a little bit different. We can suffer it out. But after a while, man, like, hey, I need something. So yeah, I'm going straight to court. When I find an entire engine sitting in the back, unbolted in the back seat of my car, hey man, we taking this shit to trial, big dog. Fuck all that payout. I'm gonna pay you out. Nah, man. Going to court, taking pictures and everything. My second question: oil change don't take that long. 10 minutes. How does a routine 10-minute oil change escalate into mechanical destruction of an entire vehicle? Oh my God. Man, hold on. A 10-minute oil change. That's like you changing my tires and then you want to come back to me, tell me my back light is out. How my back light is out? I said change my tires. I said rotate my tires. Rotate my tires mean put the back tire on the front tire and the front tire on the back. How did my lights? Because I know they mess with all the sensors. They turn all the stuff up. They turn the AC, the heater up. They turn the knob all the way up. But I said change my tires, rotate my tires. I didn't say mess with my back light or my front light. My front light should be working. So you tune my whole car up, and listen, for Virginia Lee. That's a question for listen. That's a good question. It's a good question. Regina Lee, if somebody can get this out to her or whatnot, that is a question not for her to be like, she like, you asked me. She probably like, well, you asked me. No, I'm saying like that is like a good question on top of everything else. It's like, well, I'm just like, well, how does a 10-minute oil change turn into a mechanical destruction? You destroyed my car. You want me to just, and then you want to get mad? Like, yeah, you tarnish my record, my business, man, no business. All right, fix these people cars, okay? Fix these people shit. Get it right now. Get it right, because listen, you do not want these ladies to be your worst nightmare. You do not want that. You do not want that. So you need to do the job, do right, be a man of your word, be productive, be consistent. Okay. Listen, man, they probably got these folks got brothers and uncles and stuff like that, man. Whew. Anyway, all right. We gotta go to the last story of the night. Gotta go to Alabama. Okay, apparently there's a Alabama prosecutor mystery going on down there. We got to figure out what the heck is going on. So we're going to go down to the Dixieland state, Roll Tide.
News out of St. Clair County, the body of a Jefferson County assistant district attorney was found after a long search on Logan Martin Lake.
The Alabama law enforcement agency says 64-year-old William North fell into the water Sunday afternoon during a sailboat race. CBS 42's Avery Boyce brings us more details from Logan Martin Lake.
Search and rescue teams were in clear view behind me at the Birmingham Sailing Club. The boats got on the water at 6 this morning, and 5 hours later they recovered the body of 64-year-old William North. A helicopter circled Logan Martin Lake. Law enforcement and dive teams from across central Alabama were called in.
You've got these dive teams, and there are a large variety of sonar that they use, but that's really the key. And again, being able to just get to that area quick.
Captain Jeremy Burkett with the LEA says teams deployed shortly after 64-year-old William North fell into the water Sunday afternoon.
First thing I thought was, what is going on with Sunday? What was going on last Sunday and water and people? Somebody answered it for me. Like Sunday, water, people, from getting lost in sea and getting their arms taken. What's going on? Like, maybe we need to stay out the water for a while.
How quickly this stuff can happen. Like, a lot of people don't realize that. Like, it doesn't take 5 seconds for something to happen.
Brody Williams was working at what became the search headquarters, Pier 59, which is within view of the Birmingham Sailing Club.
They were having a sailboat race out there and grabbed some gas cans to go fill some gas. Came back about 5 minutes later, and police everywhere.
According to Aaliyah, North was moving from sailboat to a John boat when he fell into the water. Captain Burkett says North was not wearing a personal flotation device.
And that's one of the reasons we talk about safety so much. You know, we're not out here being preachy, but the reality is when lives are lost, it affects other lives.
The Jefferson County Bessemer Cutoff Division District Attorney Lenise Washington says that North was the longest serving prosecutor in her office. But North was more than a colleague. He was a friend who will be sorely missed. Reporting at Logan Martin Lake, Avery Boyce, CBS 42 News.
Now, the Jefferson County District of Attorney for the Bessemer Cutoff Division, Lenise Washington, released a statement on North's passing. It reads in part, Assistant District Attorney North was an exceptional prosecutor, a dedicated public servant, and a deeply cherished member of our legal team. He fought tirelessly for justice, protecting victims, and serving our community with integrity, compassion, and brilliance, end quote.
Hey, you know, thank you for your service, Attorney North. Appreciate your services. And I know, like, out on the water, having a good time, whatnot, because waters can move. That water looks deep. Put your flotation devices on, people. Again, like I said, have fun, have safe fun. The whole idea is to go home. The whole idea is to get back home. If you can, it's preventable. Get back home. I don't know. Water Sunday people gone. Because when I first saw this, I thought maybe somebody thought it was some foul play. I thought somebody maybe did something they're supposed to be doing. I'm like, dang, man, maybe he got tired of the job. He was just say, hey, I'm going ahead and just end it. I don't want nobody else around me to suffer. I'm just gonna do it myself. Not what I probably recommend, but he did that. But this was different. I guess at this point, so the question is like when a high profile state prosecutor is found dead at the bottom of a lake, should federal investigators step in immediately to rule out criminal investigation? Yep. Got to. But he said he had a flotation device, so it doesn't appear to be anything else but that. But I mean, you know, just as a standard of precaution, just make sure that people, these DAs be having enemies and whatnot, and people we want them, you know, disappearing and whatnot. Second question is, given the high stakes cases this office handles, is it possible to treat this discovery as a standard accident until a full autopsy is released? Perhaps. I think you can't, because they didn't do an autopsy. This happened Sunday. So I think, yeah. Then you got to rule it out. Want to make sure you rule out everything and just say, okay, this just was a simple, hey, person just drowned at sea. This didn't have misjudged the water and got drowned at sea. Yeah. But these are all like, you know, two of them were like, I mean, sound like preventable. The Take 5 disaster, hopefully we can get that resolved. Okay. Taking your car to get a quick routine oil change and leaving with your entire engine in the sitting unbolted in your back seat. It's massive. Okay. It's very massive. All right. We covered a high profile prosecutor at the end of the Alabama Lake, and then leaving a massive legal mystery in his wake. Ooh. But speaking about his absolute nightmares, you know, the whole Florida Gator attacks. Everybody be safe. Be careful out there. Be careful out here. Summer is just now starting. It's blazing hot out there. But you got the rest of July. We got August. So, again, be safe. In some places, September. So, be well, be safe. All right, y'all. We are going to end this. And let me change my stuff back to... Let me give myself a hand clap here. Oh, there we go. All right. So, again, audit your life before the world audits it for you. Okay. Make sure you hit a like button, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. Tune in to the Night Audit, dropping episodes weekly. So a lot of times you get the uploads the very next morning. It is 1:06 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to work on this and try to get this uploaded before I go to bed. I will catch you all tomorrow in the next one. Peace. Love you all.